The federal tax deadline is just days away. That's also creating a lot of concern. Tuesday, April the 15th to be exact, is tax day. Scammers know it. Florida ranks in the top 3 states nationally for online fraud losses. Nearly $8 billion were lost in 2024 alone, and the threat of scams has only increased with the rapid advances of artificial intelligence. AI, believe it or not, is being used to clone the voices, impersonate IRS officials, and generate phishing emails that could fool just about anyone. It's part of what the IRS calls its, quote, dirty dozen, the 12 biggest tax scams. Plus, there's new tax rules for throngs of Florida hospitality workers. Changes to what you owe on tips and overtime are creating fresh confusion that fraudsters are already exploiting. Jackie, I'd like to start with you. What are some of the things that you're seeing in this?
A couple of things haven't changed in recent years. The use of technology to fool taxpayers. But first I wanted to talk about, we're using the term ghost preparers. This has always been around, but they were just referred to as rogue or fraudulent preparers. They pop up all over Tampa Bay. They're usually in strip shopping centers just for a brief period of time during tax season. You see their little cardboard signs at all the intersections. They're offering big refunds in the thousands. Here's the thing, when they do your return, they charge an extraordinary amount of money for a very basic return. I'm talking about $900 to $1,000. They don't, because they're not real tax preparers, they don't put their IRS tax preparer number on your return. They don't sign it. They often put on your return fraudulent deductions to boost the amount that you're going to get, and then they get your bank account information so that when you do get that big return that's not really yours because they've put the wrong information on your return, then they pull a very high fee out of your checking account. And if the IRS at any point comes to audit you, these people are long gone and you're the one that's stuck with the liability.
When you look at all the questions around the big beautiful bill and people are trying to figure out what can I deduct from my taxes or not, is there enough guidance for people to actually do their taxes? Where can they go with their questions?
Well, IRS.gov, I will say, despite the layoffs that they had in the last year, they have been pretty robust about getting information out to people, putting information on their website. So if you want to file, you want to report a preparer or you want to report fraud, they have forms to do that. They have a taxpayer assistance office where you can actually call, speak to a real person. And then the IRS just recently announced that through, I think, April 20th, they are going to be expanding hours at all of their locations and open on Saturdays. So you can go to irs.gov, find the answers there. If you want to go old school, you can meet with someone in person.
But if you have a tax preparer who will not sign it or give you their identification number, you would say that's your first warning sign, walk away?
And I would say run and report them.
Run.
Because if they don't have that PTIN, that tax preparer number, they are not a legitimate preparer.
Tara, if someone falls victim to a scam, what recourse do they have in Florida?
Well, they go first to the Federal Trade Organization and file a form that they've had an issue. They also have to file a police report. And then the IRS has a special form for identity theft, and they need to absolutely file that form. So there's a paper trail that while they unfold all of their conflict, that they have actually documented what has happened, and they should be able to have relief.